Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. I'd love to tell you that I have some incredibly comprehensive notes for this week of what happened in wrestling, but I don't. I have absolutely none with me, so we're going to be just kind of winging it. Should be interesting as I adjust my mic stand here. Excuse me. But yeah, had not sure how the audio is going to be. I came in this came into to my mic clipping earlier. I just saw no light coming in for a signal. Okay. The little gremlins are in here. Wonderful. As far as I know, nobody's been in the studio messing with this stuff. I think it's just a change in temperature, especially when you have a tube preamp, which I do. So that can this is one of the reasons why we did away with tubes, people. But it fluctuates and acts all wonky every time you kind of turn it on. But that's part of the adventure. So we might be switching over to a digital preamp pretty soon. I don't know. I've got my what is this? This is a Audio Buddy. I've got a MOSFET preamp there, so maybe we'll switch over to that. Have a little bit of problems here. Apologize for not shaving, unfortunately. At least though I was able to play with the lighting, I look less Uncle Fester like, which is a good thing. I'm happy about that. Actually have some actual skin tone, even though it's red a little bit too much. I look like an alcoholic, but I swear, people, I haven't had a drink in 18 years. So this just is supposed to be the incredibly cold Tennessee weather lately. Because I don't know about where your part of the world, how it's been, but it's been unseasonably cold for November in Western Tennessee, which I don't know if this is a precursor or an omen to a really bad winter, but I'm not really enjoying it a whole lot. I was hoping to do some work outside, do some work on the car and whatnot, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing that for a little while. But yeah, let's see. What do we got going on? Boy, NFL, what a weird season. Continues to be an absolute disaster for the Las Vegas Raiders. Very emotional. Derek Carr afterwards breaking down and even calling out his teammates a little bit, saying that people are less passionate about it than he is. Say what you will about his performance and about him as a player. You can't. I haven't heard a single person say anything about the guy's character that was negative or whatnot. The guy's always been a class act, and you can tell he's hurting watching this whole nightmare unfold. I don't know what else to say. I'm extremely upset with Josh McDaniels. I kind of predicted that this was going to happen, but I was hoping to God that it wasn't going to. But unfortunately, it looks like this is the type of season we're going to have. And it looks like probably rebuilding next season. And should have some good picks, some very good draft picks next year, but won't squander those away. And that's sad because it probably does look like they might be trading Derek next season, or in the off season, I should say, and that would be I'm not sure that's the greatest move because he's had absolute horrific luck since he's joined the organization. There's been nothing stable in the slightest about this organization, and any lack of success on his part has mainly been due to coaching and lack of players around him. I mean, the John Gruden drafts have been proven to his choices have proven to be busts, and we had a lot of years rebuilding, so it's been tough. No matter who the heck they put on the other end of Max Crosby, they seem to underperform. And I don't get that. It doesn't make sense because you think they'd be double teaming Crosby. So it's got to be the schemes and Parm. I mean, what's his name? The defense coordinator. Sorry, has this soft zone scheme that allows for a lot of yardage, and I think it's hurting them down the line. Especially they're giving away some really big leads, 17-0, whatnot, and that's got to fall onto. There's two categories I would put that on, two shoulders. I would say, obviously, play calling, not changing things up at the half, but not tightening up the defense and like I said, playing with kind of a prevent defense the entire game almost. Really hurting us. It's allowing for some big yardage plays, and that's not good down the road because that kind of stuff is going to lead to comebacks, and that's what we're seeing is massive comebacks. You put that on top of when Josh Jacobs isn't getting as many carries as he should be and not utilizing the run game the way he should be, then that's hard to win games like that. You're going to give up some big leads. You're not going to be able to use any type of ball control. You're not going to be able to eat time off the clock. You're not going to be able to keep teams from scoring quickly, and it kind of looks that way, like that's what's happening. So I blame play calling a lot with that because Derek Carr shouldn't have to come back in every single game, and when they have a lead, they should keep it. So that's all I can say. I mean, you had a horrible Indianapolis Colts offense, which came back against the Raiders. Horrible Jacksonville Jaguars, which came back against the Raiders. It's just these things should not be happening. And right now, the Raiders are a really bad team. And it's like I said, I don't think it's the fault of the players. I mean, they've had some major trades. Obviously, Devontae Adams is a huge one, and okay, we've had some injuries. Waller's been out, Renfro's been out. So there's two major weapons that have been out, but this is the weakest point of their schedule. They should be mopping the floor with these guys and really taking care of them. These are games that they have to win, and they're not. And I don't care how good your players are. If the coaching staff isn't doing their job, it's not going to work. You can have some terrible players do some really good things. Just look at the Giants, and they were beating some teams that they shouldn't, and with some mediocre players. And it's been because of coaching, so, a horrible thought occurred to me this morning. I was like, given the history of speculation in the past about Tom Brady coming to the Raiders, with Josh McDaniels and the GM's ties to the previous New England organization, then, like I said, I don't want to see this happen. I really don't. I'm hoping that was just a passing thought, and that's all. It makes me wonder if we might see Brady in the organization some capacity next season, which, like I said, would really, I wouldn't like. Personally, on a personal level, I can't stand the guy. I think he's an a-hole. Whether he's the greatest quarterback of all time, that's up for debate. He's one of them. He's definitely he's awesome at his position, but he's not the quarterback that he used to be. He's not the Brady of old. He's getting up there, and those injuries, I don't care how well you take care of yourself, those injuries are going to catch up to you. And at his age, it's he's well past the prime of his career. Let's put it that way. And for them to do something like that would, I think they're setting themselves up for failure if they do go that route. Like I said, it was just a thought that occurred to me earlier this morning. I didn't see any speculation or anybody talk about this or anything in the in the NFL wire or anything, coming down the pike. Brady having excuse me, a horrible season with the Bucks, although they just won in Germany. Um it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if part of the ploy isn't to get him over there, because as someone who lived in New England for a very long time, that's been around a lot of Patriots fans and has had to fall, not fall, but had to hear news about the Patriots for quite a while now. They've Anybody associated with that organization has been known to do some underhanded things. I wouldn't be shocked and surprised if McDaniels and those guys made a play for Brady. It makes me sick to say it. I'm sorry, but I mean, I just don't see anything good coming out of that because they'd end up losing some things, and I don't know if there's anything left on Brady's contract if they'd have to trade away some picks and then a big name player for him. Please don't, and as far as I'm concerned right now, like him or leaving, like him or not, Derek Carr's a Raider through and through, and he's a Raider regardless. So my vote and it has always been to get behind him and root for this guy because he bleeds silver and black, and whether or not you like him or hate him, I'm not gonna be one of those guys that's burning his jersey on a fire pit like I saw some other fans do and whatnot. So I'll stand behind the guy and pray for him, no matter what, because regardless of what kind of player he is, and I think he's a heck of a player personally. I think he's had garbage around him. He's had when he's had a great line, he's had no one to throw to. When he's had someone to throw to, he's had a great line. A lousy line, I should say. So it's been either or a feast or famine, and he's had some of the worst defenses since in the last 9 years of the NFL. So to continually put that on his shoulders is completely wrong, and to watch a guy, break down in a press conference, completely frustrated. And I mean, last season that guy willed those guys, him and Rich Bisaccia and the character of that team, Max Crosby, Darren Waller, they willed that team to a playoff berth, and they damn near beat the Bengals, who went on to go to the Super Bowl. So to take a team like that and then come in and make them into one of the worst teams in the league, that's a real accomplishment for Josh McDaniels. Hey, kudos to you, buddy. Jeez. Like I said, I want nothing to do with that New England Patriots organization. Despite their success or whatever, I still gotta look in the mirror and sleep at night, But onward. I'm sorry. I can't stand Patriots. I can't stand Brady. As much like I said, he is probably the greatest quarterback of all time. I can't deny that. I'm not that stupid, but man, as a character, as a person, I watched that ESPN special with him and Charles Woodson, where he pretty much almost admitted at the end that the whole Tuck Rule garbage was a fumble, So there's that. I enjoyed it just watching him. He's such a clown. I'm sorry. He's such an a-hole, such a douche. I'm sorry. I can't stand him. Oh wow. Please don't trade for him. Please don't acquire him. Moving onward, wrestling, because that's kind of what the show was originally intended for. Let's see, what do we got? WWE. We had what do we have? We had Austin Theory cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and fail So he cashed in against Seth Rollins and failed with a secondary title. Anybody who thinks that or that questioned when I said that Triple H might bury him initially, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Unless they're building character into him, and unless they're gonna try to add some depth to the character. I mean, I notice he's been sporting some facial hair, so they're doing some different things with him, as opposed to that heel per look they had before. I mean, previously he was so well groomed, you just wanted to punch the guy. You really did. I mean, he just looked like too perfect. I'm sorry, but um, I wonder if they are trying to do something different with his character. This kid has a boatload of potential and is really gonna be a big part of the WWE, I think, if he doesn't screw it up. So I'm pretty sure that they're not going to bury him. I don't think Triple H is that petty. He might be. I don't know. But I don't think he is. I think he's gonna do what's best for business. And I think Austin Theory is best for business. Seeing Return of the Viking Raiders, I look kind of like new look, new a little bit more serious. I like how they brought Sarah Logan back. She has a new look, which is pretty cool. They definitely look like a bunch of Raiders, Vikings, I should say. I mean, anything else of any merit? I mean, we saw a possible setup for a future feud between Bray Wyatt, and LA Knight. So that's gonna be interesting. He tried to get Bray. It looked like when he interrupted LA Knight's promo, it looked like he was trying to recruit him for the Wyatt Six. It looked like he was, and it looks like Bray is just going full on heel. It's been a slow, steady acclimation, but I like it. Some really good storytelling involved there, which I knew there would be. I know a lot of podcasters are looking at this thinking it's boring, it's too slow of a burn. I completely disagree. I think it's the right timing. I think they're doing a great job. But that could be interesting, seeing a feud with him and LA Knight. I love both those guys. I think they're both great. I think that'd be an interesting feud. Who would be the heel though? Which I guess we'll just have to tune in on SmackDown. SmackDown's becoming the A show to me. I really enjoy SmackDown much more than Raw now. I mean, what else? I mean, we pretty much dealt with some of the fallout from Crown Jewelers. I like to call it blood money. So that's about it. I mean, we had was it this week we had Nikki Cross throw the 24-hour title in the trash. So she basically won the title and then threw it in the trash. So effectively ending the 24-hour title. So I guess we're not going to see any more 24-hour title. I enjoyed 24-hour title when it had R-Truth attached to it. If I'm blinking a lot, it's because I've got an extremely bright glamour light in front of me, and it's kind of annoying right now. But like I said, it looks a lot better than previous versions of video, I think, with this lighting. And I'm getting a spam call right in the middle of a podcast. I'm not happy about that. All right. I should have shut that off beforehand. That's my fault. I mean, other than that, I mean, we, like I said, that's kind of interesting. We had, wow. She's so inept to me that I can't even remember her name right now. Dana Brooke, reacting in Twitter, and I hope it's a work that she's, saying how hardworking and talking about 24 tile and all that nonsense. I think this woman's just an idiot, but we'll see. I doubt it's going to be a work. I really do. I think she's just that damn dumb, which is bad because I liked her in NXT, but since coming up the main roster, she's done nothing. I mean, moving on to AEW, what do we got? We got let's see, Dynamite. We had the Claim and FTR versus Swerve Our Glory. The Claim is red hot right now, which is really cool. I'm happy about that. They have their gimmick going, and one of the few things that's really working quite well in AEW, right at this moment. I kind of like. I know I'm probably in the minority, but I kind of like the Chris Jericho thing with the ROH title. Had a really good promo from MJF that it's starting to become redundant. It's like a great promo from MJF. Yeah, that's what he does. The guy kills it on the mic. He's the best out there right now. Sorry. He had some other throwaway matches. Not really a whole lot going on in AEW. They should be trying to set up more for full gear. I know they're doing the thing with Britt Baker and Saraya. So apparently Saraya is cleared to wrestle. Wow. So Paige is cleared to wrestle. Interesting. Good back and forth between them. Both of those girls can hold their own on the mic. Really good job between those two. Britt Baker's great. Saraya's great in the mic. She was a little rusty on there, you could tell, but she got through it and she killed it. And she at no point did she ever look less than Britt Baker. So kudos there. I had like Sky Blue versus Jamie Hayter. Who in God's green earth thought that Sky Blue was going to win that? Come on. That continued backstage strife between Thunder Rosa and everyone else, and it seems like at least with the Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter and the Britt Baker crowd there. And if you need any more example of politics working AEW, aside from the whole CM Punk thing, there you have it. Because I don't believe that any of this crap they're saying about Thunder Rosa for 1 second. I think she's a class act. And I think she was truly a tremendous grab for them. And if she needs to go to WWE, do it. I mean, I wouldn't fault her at all for doing that. I think she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the entire world. And whether she's at AEW or WWE, I think she's going to excel. So if they don't want her there, WWE, please pick her up, because it's absolutely asinine to think that anybody would have any backstage heat with her. But this is what happens when you have nothing for leadership up top. So there you go. I mean, that's pretty much it as far as, like I said, setting up for trying to set up full gear. They're not doing a great job of it in AEW, unfortunately. Those are my thoughts. Like I said, I really wish when Thunder Rosa comes back, I hope she doesn't have any heat on her, but I know she will. And I know they're gonna bury her because Tony Khan has no backbone whatsoever. He wants to be buddies with everybody. I get it. Britt Baker, this old school wrestling in some ways, I thought this type of garbage was done with a long time ago, but here it is in AEW. And we continue to see, speaking of politics and garbage, we continue to see more elite video packages, vignettes. My feelings on that, one is I think that's really classless to do if they're on an actual suspension. They shouldn't be using anything from them, but it really looks like they're going to return full gear, and that's too bad because the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are the worst things in AEW. I like Kenny Omega as a wrestler. I like Kenny Omega a lot on the mic. I know a lot of people don't. He's damaged his body beyond recognition now. He's just a shell of what he was, unfortunately, before because a lot of his matches were spot fests, and he put his body on the line for some minuscule matches that really meant nothing. And Young Bucks, I'm just done with. I'm done. If they fired them from the organization, I'd be a happy man. I'm just sick and tired of that crap. And it makes me wonder once again if that wasn't part of the reason why Cody Rhodes left. It was because of the backstage politicking and just looking at these clowns and saying this company's not going to succeed because we have clowns for officers in there. Like I said, I can put up with Kenny Omega. I like him as an on-air personality, and a lot of people don't. But my problem is he shouldn't be in charge. None of these guys should be in charge. And you can say whatever you want about the whole CM Punk media scrum thing. Was it unprofessional? Sure. Was he right? Absolutely. Except for the crap about you know I keep wanting to say Sky Goldman, except for the crap about Colt Cabana. I mean, he was 100% right. The crap that Hangman pulled on him, the crap that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega pulled, it's garbage. I'm sorry, and it needs to end. There are too much talent. There's too much talent at AEW to allow this to happen. And I feel like a broken record. I say this every week because I look at them and I get sad now because so much is being wasted. Arn Anderson should be in charge of something. Okay, we've got Jeff Jarrett now in charge of business. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing because Jarrett's been a snake oil salesman throughout his career too. So, it makes me wonder if he was, if he's not an older version of, the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega in some respects, because he's going to go in there, make his money, and then leave. Can the younger wrestlers learn a lot from? Absolutely. Will they? Probably not. You got Hangman Page who doesn't want to listen to anybody, and he could be amazing. That guy is incredible talent, and if he actually listened to the veterans and did the right thing, did the booking, what had the right booking, I should say, he'd be an amazing talent. He's really, really good. All of his failures, though, are due to his own faults. Sorry. I mean, the CM Punk thing was lackluster. It was the worst feud that Punk had there. And it's Hangman's fault. That promo where he didn't play off of Punk and didn't help at all. It buried that whole feud. I don't know what to say. They keep shooting themselves in the foot, and it kind of breaks my heart because you've got Bryan Danielson there, you've got Sting is there, you've got William Regal there, you've got John Moxley, you've got a plethora of talent, Jake Roberts, and so much experience and so much knowledge and so much creative ability that appears to be wasted because you've got an idiot up top. I shouldn't say idiot. I should say a wrestling idiot up top. You've got a complete mark up top of the organization who owns it, and it's destroying the organization, unfortunately. So that is what it is. And I'm tired of saying this every single week, put somebody in charge who knows what the hell they're doing. I've heard other podcasters speculate that Tony Khan is going to use Jeff Jarrett as kind of his axe man when he needs a bus flip to kind of get rid of some wrestlers or be the heavy. Good. If that's the case, that's a perfect use for him because everybody within that internet wrestling community kind of hates him already. So good, perfect. Let him be the bad guy, please. He's the one that can fire the Bucks. He's the one that can fire any of those guys. And good. If that's what he uses for him, good. That's smart. Like I said, I used the term idiot before, but I really don't think Nick Khan or Tony Khan, sorry, mixing companies now. I don't think Tony Khan is an idiot. I just think I think he's emotionally immature, and I think he's wrestling wise, he's an idiot. I think he can be bamboozled pretty easily, and I think he's when it comes to that, he's a mark. I'm sorry, he's a mark in every true sense of word. He should have chalk on his shoulder from the old Carney days. Sorry. And some other things. I was listening to Wrestling Soup like I do every week. And they were talking about the possibility of mixing game shows with wrestling. I found this really intriguing because they had said something to the effect of WrestleMania this upcoming year is going to mix in with Wheel of Fortune, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Then they kind of brought up the Family Feud thing. I think that would be interesting. One name I'm shocked that they didn't throw out there because they listed off for the WWE side. They kind of made a little skit there where they played off WWE versus AEW and who would be cast in there to be on Family Feud. And to tell you the truth, they put MVP in there, which is okay. They put a number of wrestlers, which have been amazing. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Mandy Rose, which I think would be great picks. But the one person they overlooked, and this bothered me, it bothered me the whole ride into work. I was like, what about R-Truth? Man, I think R-Truth would be hilarious on Family Feud. I think that would be great, and they had some great ones for AEW too, like Danhausen. I think would be absolutely amazing on Family Feud. I think, Steve Harvey would play off great against him. I think that would be great. They if you go back and check out that episode, I forgot when that aired. Because like I said, I listen to them on the way to and from work. They're one of the podcasts I listen to, along with like Don Tony and I miss listening to Solomon Monster. I just don't have time, unfortunately, because Jason Solomon Monster is another one that's great. There's a ton of great ones out there. I don't listen to a lot of the old wrestlers because a lot of them just I don't know. It's kind of how not every single football player makes a great analyst. I don't think every single wrestler makes a great podcaster. I think there's a unique character set, there's a unique skill set, I should say, that the successful and good podcasters have that is lacking on in a lot of wrestlers, I think. Because they're still trying to get themselves over. It seems like they're still trying to get their gimmick over. So it's you listen like Ric Flair, and 90% of what he says out of his mouth, I don't believe. It's kind of like listening to Hulk Hogan. They believe way too much of their own hype. I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, those are the guys I listen to. I have fun. I enjoy a lot. Like I said, that when I used to work in Memphis and I had an hour and a half commute each way, and I was driving 3 hours a day, those guys got me through a lot. That and audiobooks, man. Chris Jericho's podcast too. He's one of the few I really do enjoy. And part of the reasons why I do enjoy him though is because not only does he take things from a wrestling angle, he has a lot of tremendous musicians, has some, really great guests on there. And his format of his show is entirely different than a lot of the other shows. So and the strength of his show is how he interacts with his guests. Some of those shows, I should say, if you played them for some people, they wouldn't even realize that that he was a wrestler. Probably, he's that good of a host, I think. So that's just me, though. But I mean, I remember one of my favorite shows. I loved like the show with Bruce Dickinson. I thought that was entire, but he had Artemis Pyle on there one time, the drummer from Leonard Skinner, when the plane went down, and a gentleman that I had the pleasure of meeting when I was playing open mic at Infinity Hall. He was playing on the main stage, when I was playing there, and afterwards when I used to hang around after they closed the bistro up and stuff, and help clean up and help pick up stuff, and helped Andy, the guy who hosted the open mic, and Artemis came down afterwards and hung out with us a little while, and that I thought that was really cool. I mean, that dude, but that's one of my favorite interviews that Jericho's ever done. I know I'm a little off topic now, but so what? Because he recounts that entire incident when the plane went down and ended up killing Ryan Van Sant, and just a horrible, absolutely horrible tragedy, just horrible. But that, like I said, that's one of my favorite interviews that Jericho's done. But that's why I like Jericho's, because he doesn't strictly focus on wrestling, and I think that's why his podcast is so successful. He'll have like Kevin Smith on there. He'll have anybody. He could have anybody on there, and that's great. He's in the movies and in the know enough to get people who aren't wrestling related, and he has some tremendous wrestling interviews. I always wonder how much of it is kayfabe, though, when he has some of the guys on there. I mean, when he had MJF on there, it was thoroughly entertaining, but the entire show was almost kayfabe. It was bad. It was a work. But yeah, that's one of my favorite. Look that up too if you get a chance and listen to that. It's great. Like I said, he was an individual that came down and spent some time with us and hung out with us and was really cool. Was Artemis Pyle, and his band, the Artemis Pyle band, is a better band than Leonard Skinner currently is, because they currently have absolutely no original members in the band touring, because I think Gary Rosington isn't even in the lineup anymore on the touring aspect. So Artemis, like I said, I say original, but he wasn't even the original drummer. I'm sorry. So there are no original Skinner bands out there anymore. He's the closest you're gonna get, but his band is great. If you get a chance, check it out. Marine through and through, Marine pilot. And he talks about the plane incident with from a pilot's perspective, because he flew in the Marines too. So it's a really cool interview. He's done a million of them. They're great, but I thoroughly enjoyed meeting him, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to his interviews, and really cool. The interviews he's done. That's pretty much all I can think of right now for the show. Like I said, I have zero notes, so today has been kind of see your pants flying. As you can see, I'm not even cleanly shaven, prepared for the show at all whatsoever for today. So, I mean, we had a crazy day at work yesterday, and then my wife wanted to go to Jackson afterwards. So we drove, 40 minutes to Jackson on a Sunday. The only thing worse was when we went there Saturday, which was just as bad, and it's going to get worse with the holidays coming up. Not that Jackson major metropolitan area by any means, but it's much more city than what I'm used to right now. But let's close things up. Once again, thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you for making the video popular, or possible, I should say. Hopefully it becomes popular. I enjoyed doing it. I think I'm going to continue to enjoy do the video, I should say, and continue to enjoy it. But let's give a shout out for ourselves, crushingkayfabe.com, crushing with K. Check us out. Check us out on Patreon. $1 a month. You can get the show ad free, video and audio, which I'm going to be inserting more ads as time goes on into the show. So if you want to listen uninterrupted, that's going to be the way to go, is going to pay the $1. Either way, the bills are getting paid around here. Sorry. I'm not doing the show for free. Check us out at Then Now Flea Market, downtown Trenton Square. You can get some of my stuff. You can get some of my wife's stuff. Check her out on Facebook, Hooked by Jenna Lynn. She's got some great reels, got some great handcrafted items, really cool stuff. You can get some of it right now at Peggy Zach and Milan. Unfortunately, we're going to be leaving there soon. It breaks my heart, but we're going to be doing it. A great opportunity, just couldn't keep up with demand, unfortunately. So if you look at our booth right now, it's pretty bare, pretty vacant. But we're going to be out of there by December 1st, unfortunately, which is horrible timing with the holidays coming up. But all that stuff that is there right now is going to be transferred probably then now. So if you get, but in the meantime, help us out and just buy us out, so we don't have to transfer any of that stuff and life will be good. But we hope to hook back up with them in the future. They're a great store, them, great store. So I hope to be doing business with them in the future. But in the meantime, you can swing by there and pick up some of our stuff. Check out Lucky Lady Candles. Check them out. Check them out on Facebook and Etsy. Holidays are coming up. Buy candles. Everybody loves candles. So, and in addition to that, check out Trenton Tabletop and Arcade in downtown Trenton. Really good prices on table rentals. You can rent a table, play the entire day, bring your group down, play some D&D, play some Magic the Gathering. He even has a lot of books and source material down there. And if you're not into that, play some stand-up arcade games. That's something that I spent a lot of my childhood doing. So very nostalgic for me. So go down there and play some games. Either way, tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you, and help the community out, because I think it's a great thing that he's got going on there. Great thing he's doing. He's also from what I understand, teaching chess lessons too. So I don't know if he's charging for that. I don't know, but what the deal is. But ask about chess lessons if you've ever wanted to learn chess. So, but I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the show goes. Continue to pray for the Ukraine and send them money through UNICEF and the Red Cross and whatnot, because they need aid. Hopefully things don't escalate to a nuclear level. That would be horrific. But those people are hurting and they need help and they deserve their freedom. So pray for them. Continue to do so, please. And just like I say, ending everything. Thank you, everyone that watches and listens to the show. Thank you so much, and God bless.